Another breaking news from the great Manny Pacquiao, the pride of the Philippines, an all-time great, one of the GOATs, the only 8-division champion in the history of boxing. Manny Pacquiao, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, the man is officially ranked #1 in the WBC rankings. Now that is a massive, massive deal. Not just for Manny Pacquiao's position in the division, but most importantly, for Manny Pacquiao's future. We've all been asking the same question. Manny Pacquiao is back in December, but who will he fight in December? Rumors were swirling and still are all over the place. Some are saying that he was going to fight Rolly Romero. His own manager, Sean Gibbons, and promoter, came out and said, directly after the Mario Barrios fight, he said that most likely Manny Pacquiao will go the WBA route to become a world champion. And who's the WBA champion? Rolando Romero. So we all thought that Manny Pacquiao was going to fight Rolly Romero next. And he still might very well fight Rolly next. But then others said that he was going to fight Gervonta Davis next. But I don't believe that's the case. But with this breaking news, with Manny being ranked #1 in the WBC rankings, that only leads to one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for it? It is more than likely going to be the rematch with Mario Barrios. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that correct. Mario Barrios, with him being the WBC champion and with Manny being officially ranked the #1 contender in the WBC rankings, that shows that Mauricio Sulaiman is basically telling the whole world that, listen, if Manny wants this rematch, he can have it on a gold platter. Why? Because Manny is the money fight. Manny is the money maker. Manny is the gold plate. So, if you actually think about it, Mario Barrios, the man will never get... I love Mario. Mario, my favorite fighter, if not one of my favorite fighters. The man is unbelievable. I love him inside the ring, but most importantly, I love what he stands for outside of the ring. Now, what does that tell us, ladies and gentlemen? That tells us that the WBC are clearing all roads for Manny Pacquiao to fight Mario Barrios again. Now, if you actually think about it, that first fight, a few weeks ago, Manny Pacquiao looked unbelievable. Manny Pacquiao shocked the world. Manny Pacquiao shocked me. I predicted that Mario Barrios was going to beat Manny Pacquiao. Not because Manny Pacquiao is a lesser of a fighter than Mario Barrios, but Manny because the man is simply 46, turning 47 years old. But with his performance, the man proved that he is about to become 47 years young. The man looked unbelievable. I believe he won clearly. I believe he beat Mario Barrios 9 rounds to 3. Actually, watching it live, if you go back to my live stream, I had Manny winning comfortably. I had Manny winning 9-3, 10-2. But the second the draw was announced, I was like, my goodness, was I watching something else? So I went back and watched the fight. And to be honest, I gave Mario probably one more round. Because when I was watching it live, I was so impressed, I was so shocked from what I was seeing from Manny Pacquiao, that I almost didn't give Mario Barrios any credit, to be honest. And I'll tell you why. If you actually go back to my pre-fight breakdown, I didn't expect anything from Manny Pacquiao. I said that I only expect the man to be explosive and to be sharp in the first 2 to 3 rounds. But after that, the man will be finished. First round, second, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, 10th, and even in the 12th. Even though Mario won the 12th, but Manny won the 11th, and Manny won the 10th. So Manny Pacquiao shocked me in ways that I never really thought were possible. So, with him being ranked officially the #1 by the WBC, what can we expect? Can we expect Manny to fight Barrios again? Or can we expect Manny to go the WBA route and fight Rolly Romero? Now, Rolly Romero has been hinting for a while that he's got a massive blockbuster fight coming up at the end of the year. Now, some people said that it might be Ryan Garcia with all the negotiations that's been happening in the past couple of weeks. But Couple of days ago, news broke that Ryan Garcia might be fighting Isaac Pitbull Cruz, the Mexican juggernaut, the Mexican bulldog, the Mexican pitbull. With Ryan fighting Pitbull Cruz next, that only leaves two options for Manny Pacquiao: Mario Barrios rematch or Rolly Romero. Rolly's not gonna fight Ryan again. And even Ryan's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, came out and said that we are not interested in the Rolly rematch. We would rather make the Teofimo fight or someone like Pitbull Cruz. But Teofimo just came out and said that Team Garcia declined to even negotiate. So that only leaves Ryan with Pitbull Cruz. And that only leaves Rolly Romero with a unification bout between Mario Barrios, because they're both with PBC, or Manny Pacquiao. But I don't believe that Rolly and Barrios will unify. And I'll tell you why. Because they will both sit out for the biggest paydays of their careers, with it being in the form of the pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao. So, in my opinion, I still believe that Manny Pacquiao will fight Rolly Romero next. But let's say that he fights Mario Barrios. I mean, the man already proved that he can beat Mario. So you can almost say, some might say, that the Barrios option is safer because he already knows and proved that he did beat him. But let me tell you this, I believe that the Romero fight will be way easier for Manny Pacquiao. Yes, Rolly probably has more power. But let me tell you this, I watched Rolly's last fight versus Garcia live. I was there. Rolly's best weapon and best punch is the jab to the body. He throws it with so much conviction and it sets up all his power shots. But his best punch, the jab to the body, will be stifled by Manny Pacquiao because Rolly doesn't throw the jab to the body versus short opponents, just like Pitbull Cruz. And if you actually think about it, all the short guys give Rolly problems, like Gervonta Davis, Pitbull Cruz. Why? Because he can't use his best punch versus them. He can't use that stab to the body that sets up all the power shots. If anything, Rolly does better with tall guys like Ryan Garcia, because Ryan is tall and he stands tall. He doesn't fight in a crouched position. He actually fights tall, chin in the air, body straight. So that leaves a lot of opportunities for Rolly Romero, and we saw it in his last fight. So I believe that Manny Pacquiao would knock out Rolly. And let me tell you this, Mario Barrios' chin is way better than Rolly's chin. Mario has an iron chin. I've been watching the man for nearly a decade. Mario has one of the best chins you will ever see. Rolly doesn't. Unfortunately for him, even though I love Rolly Romero. I call him the charismatic enigma. But Rolly, just because Mario was able to take Manny's shots, that doesn't mean that Rolly will. And I got Manny Pacquiao winning both fights, whether he fights Mario or whether he fights Rolly. I got Manny winning both fights. But let me tell you this, both fights will be unbelievably exciting. And that is what you get when it comes to a Manny Pacquiao fight.